the Fugazi's been pretty strong this week. Internally, how's the review been?
Yeah, look, it's been the same as normal. It's been obviously review as best you can in all phases, and I think it was pretty clear in my post-match what I thought the problem was. Our defensive transition and our running was nowhere near the level that we want to be, and clearly that's our biggest growth area. We highlighted it earlier in the year as something we need to continue to get better at, and the weekend it came out. So we're really clear internally of what our issues are and how we're going to get better.
Is that just effort when it comes to defensive running?
Oh, look, it's a whole. There's a lot that goes into it, but ultimately a real engagement into that phase of the game is required to be great at it and a great attitude towards it. So the best teams obviously do it incredibly well. As I said, I thought the last Thursday, the Richmond-Sydney game really highlighted that. So that's the level that we've got to get ourselves to.
Jordan spoke about the frustration, haven't seen you exhibit those sort of emotions so heavily before. Is that something you carry into this week, or do you move on pretty quickly?
Oh no, you move on. You review the game strongly all the time and with clarity. So this is something that we've worked on for a while now, and I guess we're being inconsistent in it. We've seen it to a really high level, and we've also seen it being inconsistent. So this isn't something new. It's about how we actually get better and make it consistent, and that takes a total buy-in by 22 guys playing the game on the weekend.
Is that your comment you can change that in 1 week though?
Oh, look, it's something that you don't become. You don't ingrain something in your footy club in 1 week. We've done really strongly well in the contest, and also offensively we're performing quite strongly. So defensively, we need to really take that to a new level. We would expect an improved performance this week, but it's something we need to ingrain over a period of time at this footy club.
What do you make of the perception Melbourne gets ahead of themselves?
Yeah, look, I don't buy into that. We're evolving as a team. We're continuing to improve. We're pretty positive of where we sit. We're still in the 8. We're 7th on the ladder. We're 8 and 6. We've got a springboard into the back half of our year. So we're looking at what's important to us right now. So I don't buy into that we get ahead of ourselves. We're a really committed group. We train hard. We work really hard on our game, and we continue to find ways to try and improve. That's all we're trying to do.
Those defensive systems were working really well when you had that run of 6 games. Where's that got gone?
Yeah, look, it takes, as I said, it takes 22 guys in a team to actually really defend strongly. So it's not the back 6, it's not Jake Lever. We'll continue to tinker with that and find the right personnel that works, but ultimately it's everyone involved, and that's how you become a really strong defensive unit, is to have everyone involved in that phase of the game.
You don't think the loss of Lever is more significant than you might have thought?
Oh, look, we'd prefer him out there. He's a pretty quality player. But as I said, when Jake was playing his best footy, it probably took Jake 3 or 4 weeks to really settle into the back 6, and it was because of those inconsistencies with our pressure on the ball and our defensive transition. So once we got that right, our back 6 looked pretty good. So with Jake there or not there, we need to actually make sure we commit as a team to the defensive actions required, and we're quite bullish that we can turn that around.
Do you feel like you need to tweak a small forward lineup? You look at Charlie Spargo, Jeff Garland or Dean Kemp sort of coming into the mix this week?
Yeah, look, it's something we were looking at, how we offensively get better, but if you look at all our stats, clearly it's not our biggest problem. Clearly we'd like to connect better with some of our inside 50s, but scoring's not our major issue. So we'll continue to find a forward line that can defend really strongly as well, as also help us in attack.
Do you look to use selection as a bit of a statement this week?
Oh no, I think we just pick the team on its merits. We've always been pretty honest with how we pick our team. It's around people that are prepared to do the team first singers and compete every time they play the game. So we'll judge that accordingly. There'll probably be a couple of changes forecast, but that's normal for a week-to-week type of thing.
Speaking about those defensive issues, are you getting enough out of Jordan Laws at the moment?
Yeah, look, Geordie's an incredibly strong leader for our footy club. It would have been a really tough day last week playing in our back 6. And Geordie was a part of that. Clearly, defences always look better when you can actually get some pressure on the ball and some support through your midfield. So, I think he's someone that we really value in that position. He was really strong for a 6 or 7 week period in that back half of the ground. So we're confident that he can still play really high level footy.
No Sandlands, no Fife change anything from your point of view?
Yeah, not at all. It's a great question, Jules. It's last time they didn't have Sandlands and Fife, they beat Adelaide. So, we're certainly not falling for that one. They're a side that come off the bye last week, didn't perform to the level that they would have liked, but they have improved over a period of time. So we're looking forward to the challenge this week.
Is Oscar Baker in the frame to make his debut this week?
Yeah, look, he's improved a lot as a player. Oscar, he's obviously had a high possession game. He's still working on some things in his game, but he's certainly in the selection mix, yeah.
your league next time you play Hawthorn? You don't have to worry about trying to stop Cyril?
Yeah, look, he's an incredible player. And obviously sad for the game that he's not going to be a part of our game anymore. You know, he's one of my favourite players that I went and watched as a coach to go and watch opposition. He used to go along to the Hawthorn games and see Cyril putting on a highlights reel. So he'll be sorely missed in the industry.
Can you remember a player that can have so few touches in a game yet arguably be the best player on the ground?
No, I can't. No, he's simply sensational in his ability to impact in the games in a way with such a minimal possession rate. You know, his knock-ons, his ability to win those real critical contests, the ability to assist the ball to other players is first class.
Bernie Benson, can you say a bit more about him in the VFL before he returns to the team?
Oh, he's put himself right in the selection mix. You know, he's had a really strong VFL performance. So, we'll decide that tonight. We have match committee tonight. So, you've asked some questions about players. There's a lot of guys that, are in the mix because our VFL team's playing some strong footy, which I think is an exciting position for the club to be in.
Have you seen a bit of determination about him to get back in there as soon as possible?
His attitude's always been first class. He's full of character. So he went back with an unbelievable attitude to perform strongly and help the footy club move forward. And he certainly got a lot to offer in footy still.
How have you seen Alex's progression? Obviously up against Fremantle this week, and he had that plantar fascia issue at the start of the year. How's he sort of going in the VFL, do you think?
Yeah, look, he's improving his game. We've played him in the forward half. He's starting to have some impact. So he's still got a few things, fundamentally that we're working on within his game, but he's on the improve. He's stringing together a good block of training and also playing.
Yep. It sounds like Vandenberg and McKenna will play their first game in ages. Casey this week must be a pretty big milestone for the club.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. 18 months on the sideline for both those guys. They're really pivotal to our playing group. They have a great impact and have really grown in that 18 months. So it's going to be exciting for our club and our playing group to actually get to see them play again. So it's terrific for the VFL.